Thank you, Dr. Ghosh. Actually, one more last thing. So, as you mentioned that you were with Dr. Staines on the night he was burnt with him on the same location. Could you tell me like what happened that night and how did you feel?
That's everything as I recorded in the book. But on that very night itself, we parted way, say about 9:30. We left each other after discussing the future day's program, and then we went to sleep. And at 12:15, these hooligans came and they started shouting, beating, and with all the weaponaries and sticks and everything, they started beating the vehicle. Then they dragged Graham out, and he came out, and then they pushed him inside, and a lot of things they did, which are all there in the book. We can go through it. And
So you were there on the same place?
and I was
You're watching?
sleeping. I was sleeping just very 10-15 feet away from the car where he was sleeping. So a distance of about from here to, you can say, up to that place. And that was a passage. We were running, and they had voted us from outside so that we could not come out when these things are happening. So we could not come out from our room. So we all inside. I and Gilbert, another friend of Graham.
So they put you in where? They put you inside where?
They put us in a small hut.
Hut and locked you.
I've locked it with, we didn't know it's locked. They themselves bolted the doors, and then they started their business. But this afternoon only I was talking with the pastor of that place, Timothy Murmu, who had come. And he also said, yes, those who saw that night and were there that night, they can only experience what a horrendous thing this was. That 60 people with all drunk, and they all came and they started beating and breaking and then putting fire under that vehicle. When Graham said, please let me out and let the children be kept safe, they said no. They pushed him inside, and it was a dastardly act where the first time in the history of this in Orissa we saw that such kind of activities, and since that day now we find it's multiplying. Anyone wants to become a Christian and they're just simply pulling them out or putting them in fire and even beating them up mercilessly.
It's happening now also?
And now it's happening. Now it's gradually, because they have got no fear now. They know that even if it's this, nothing will happen to us. We'll be put in jail. Because the man who did this, he was sentenced to hanging by the district sessions court. But the High Court reduced it and commuted it to life in prison. He's still here in Baripada, in the Baripada jail. So,
They said he's out actually.
no.
Someone saying that he confessed his sin.
Nothing. He's still a hardcore person who has not accepted Christ. But he always tells people that I want to become a Christian, I have a Bible, I've been given a Bible, and Dr. Ghosh also sent me a Bible. So many things he goes on telling people. But up till now he has not admitted the crime. That is the problem. Because if he admits that I have been there and I have done it, he says, I have never done this thing. So if you do not admit your sin, how can you become a Christian? Yeah? So that is the...
But he's not out actually. He's still inside the bus.
He's still there. He's behind the bar. The day
But I heard that he was out actually. They honored him and all that stuff.
No. There's also a rumor. So he might be expecting, because of the presence is type of here.
Correct.
But we don't know what will happen. But I'm sure he will not be, because there were 3 cases against him, and that will take him his lifetime.
Life.
Yeah,
Correct.
it's a lifetime.
So one thing which you said was really interesting, which you mentioned a few minutes back, that you said that you were here from 1974 with Graham Staines on ministry. That is a long time.
Yeah.
And before he was married actually.
Right.
So he got married, what, 82? So probably...
He got 183.
83.
83.
So probably 9 years you saw his bachelor life, then probably after that in ministry with his family.
Yeah.
So what is the experience all through his life? Because I think you're the only person who would have walked with him closer.
Yes, and I admire him, because I've never seen a coherent life, a life who follows the Master in all his commandments. As well as he was so good. You know, he has a lot of friends in this locality. Christians, non-Christians, anyone. Whenever you will go into the market, people will say, what's up, namaskar, salam. They all admire him because of his quality, his character, the way, the virtue that he gave to the
Right.
people. A soft-spoken man who used to readily help people out. If someone would be on the street, he would definitely go and pick him up. And even in this place, there was a big fire in 1997. There was a big tent meeting happening in somewhere on the other side of this town, and suddenly there was a short circuit and 600-700 people died. And there were a lot of hue and cry. He was the first person. He pulled out the car, and Gladys was there at that time. Both of them, they went to that place, and the collector said, "Mr. Graham, can you help us?" And so they went and pulled out the people, those who were still alive. They took them to the hospital, put them in the hospital. He was tremendous in doing good, and people used to like him and love him.
So this is a place actually which was filled by people here. This is a road, and look at this place. It's a pretty dark place. There's no light. 20 years back, Stains were staying at night here. Currently it's 11:30 in the night. We are here, and this is the place they had the meeting. So after at the meeting, we stayed in this place. This vehicle was parked here, and this is the place where they sat at the place, and they killed him. So we just came here to see this place, and we couldn't see anything much, and